Use the referral link in the description to g2a.com for all of your Xbox codes, PlayStation codes and video games, and be sure to use the code CHES at checkout to get yourself 3% cash back. Hey guys, welcome to episode 9 of season 6 here in the Career Mode RTG. We are in poor form, if we're completely honest, and have found ourselves dropping from challenging for a title to now only being on the edge of the top half. We are significantly higher points-wise than Fulham in 12th, and to be fair, we're only 3 points away from 5th, so a good month today, and we can completely turn it around. We have had a couple of very difficult months, playing a number of other higher-rated, higher-quality, better informed teams multitude of times. Like we had Manchester City, Chelsea and Everton in February, and we also had them all and Tottenham in the month of December too. So it's not going to be easy between now and the end of the season, but it's going to be easier than it was in the past couple of episodes. We've Arsenal away today to start, then Brighton at home, Leicester away and Liverpool at home. Now I would lean towards simming the Brighton at home game, but Brighton are third. So I would then lean towards maybe simming Leicester away, but Leicester are 6th. So it doesn't matter which of the games I sim today, all of them are against sides that all the games that we play are against sides that are above us. And it's only just reoccurred to me that everybody at the top is on 46 points. This is the tightest race for the Premier League title we've ever seen in a career mode. So to be fair, us in 10th, Wolves in 11th. I mentioned we're only 3 points off 5th. We're only 4 points off 1st. Wolves in 11th are 4 points off 1st. It's been a ridiculous season so far. So I think I will sim the home game purely because it's a home game, and obviously we'd like to perhaps get some revenge against Liverpool for knocking us out of the FA Cup. We're still very much pushing for a top 5 finish if we can get it. If we can get top 4, brilliant. But it might be nice to experience the Europa League, perhaps try our best to win that before we try a hand at the Champions League. We'll have to wait and see. We'll start with Arsenal away. I have made a change to this starting lineup, that being Oscar Hill returns ahead of Elliot Lee. We had Hill in there for the majority of the career mode so far, and then Elliot Lee got higher rated, and there was some call in the comments, and we made the decision to start playing Elliot Lee ahead of Oscar Hill. And subsequently, yes, we had the more difficult months, which is a contributing factor, but the majority of the comments have been saying, Ches, put Oscar Hill back into the starting lineup. You've been conceding more since you took him out of the side. So Hill is back in the starting 11. Elliot Lee is back on the bench. I am going to have to start training a couple of other players that are on the in the reserves, now as well, like Lee, the left back. Like Green, the goalkeeper, we could train him quite considerably and then sell him on for profit. That's going to be a good option for him because he's not going to be anywhere near the starting lineup. Harrison, we could still continue to train or sell on next season for money. And then a few other people. I'm still not sure what to do with Isaac Morris. Technically, he's great, but in game, he just doesn't play very well. And Ziegler is certainly a much better player. Suarez Garcia is back from injury and very nearly had a dramatic impact when coming back from injury, but unfortunately wasn't able to finish the chance right at the death of the game. And then Gerzic up top, he's now going to have a bit of a prolonged period of starting football ahead of Sabi. And then I think next season we're going to have to make a decision whether we sell Sabi or sell Gerzic. One of them is going to have to go for a much higher rated striker, I think, which is going to be a very difficult decision to make because Sabi has been an incredible servant. But Gerzic is high rated and is the Ibrahimovic regen. So it's going to be a difficult decision. I'm almost certainly going to have to put that to a vote, I think. But for now, we're going to concentrate on Arsenal away and see if we can get ourselves 3 points to start things off. Mariano is the league's third top goal scorer so far. Arsenal have been a difficult side to play against so far in this save, and that is looking like a particularly strong starting lineup. Danny Carvajal can come in at left back though for Bramall. Other than that, I'm pretty sure that's how we'll leave it. That's an unreal. We'll put some perhaps stronger players on the bench for them. Danny Welbeck's 72 rated now as his rating plummets. A number of the other players are getting really into their mid-30s now. So the youngsters have come through, but that's a very, very strong very, very strong Arsenal lineup. This is going to be a particularly difficult game. It's going to be, again, a particularly difficult month. A couple of the sides, Brighton and Leicester, aren't necessarily the big names in the league, but they're having a very good season and are above us as we stand currently. So regardless of the stature of the club, the situation they find themselves in here in Season 6 means that it isn't going to be a one-way game. Drop the video a like if you enjoy. Make sure you subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on any further content. And we'll go and crack on now with the game at the Emirates and pray for the best. Ziegler around the corner there to Jaden Bogle. That's nicely done. Into Gerzic. Morelli's made a good run there to get in behind. And we'll look to play through Gerzic now. And the Swede's in the box. And finishes well. Cambridge 1, Arsenal 0. What a start. I will be making some changes to the squad numbers, actually, seeing that Gerzic is number 9. I will be making changes to the squad numbers, but at the beginning of the new season, rather than doing it now, mid-season. There's been some calls, obviously, to give Ademola Lookman the number 7 shirt on the wing. You guys seem to be really pleased with the signing of Ademola Lookman, and I certainly am as well. He's been a great acquisition for us here at the club. I'm really delighted. He's probably been one of the more popular signings we've made, actually. So I'm really pleased with the fact that you guys have taken to him so well, especially after the indifference over the signing of Conte. But we might be able to get Arsenal right on the back foot here. If Gerzic's shot could have found its way past the defender, we might have found ourselves going 2-0 up. He only has finishing of 70, Gerzic, but he certainly seems to finish with a much more accuracy than the stats would suggest. And to be fair, considering his incredible goal-scoring record for the club, Emmanuel Sabi only has finishing of like 74 as well. So clearly the strikers don't need a mad finishing stat to actually be quite effective in front of goal. On that occasion, though, the lower finishing stat certainly meant that it went straight to the keeper rather than towards the corner. But we're on the attack again as Arsenal continue to give us possession back. And they've backed off again, and again I've put it straight down the throat of the keeper. Bracalo around the corner nicely to Mariano. He's gotten in behind Perella and draws the save out of Angus Gunn at the near post. Angle wasn't really there for the shot, to be fair. I think the corner was perhaps the best he could hope for in that situation. Tom Davies has done well to win that. The step over has completely fooled me from Lucas Torreira. I had no idea which way it was going to go. That's good football from Arsenal. Tom Davies gets his step in though, or a foot in, and now we can come away on the counter. There were some brief calls to maybe play Ziegler up top at striker. Gerzic is offside, but I don't think he has the pace. I got called a pace whore in the comments as well, and whilst I wouldn't say that's strictly true, I do prefer a player that's quicker over a player that's slower. But I wouldn't say I would only sign a player because they're absolutely rapid. I do tend to prefer faster players because, just as a general rule of thumb, faster players do tend to be better on the ball. So quick players do tend to have better dribbling as well. I don't know why. It's just kind of a trait that seems to be the way of things in career mode. But Ziegler will float this into the box and won't quite drop for me, unfortunately. 34 minutes in, though. We still have our 1-0 lead here at the Emirates, and things look, dare I say it, pretty decent for us. Carvajal, Torreira, Ziegler intercepts, though. Oh, but then I give the ball away. On the counter, here's Saka to Hakimi. They made the change at half-time to bring Saka on. He's particularly quick, if my memory serves me correctly, and I'm pretty sure we're going to have our work out trying to defend him. Speaking of work out, oh my God! What a volley finish from Bergwijn. The keeper came and was kind of in no man's land there. The ball across was brilliant, but it's all about the finish. It's all about the finish. Wow! Bergwijn with the first time volley. Great angle for it as well. Technique sublime. That's unreal. Arsenal are level and in quite some fashion. Davies. In there to Morellis. Oh, that's poor. That's really poor from Javier Morellis. Mariano looking to accelerate away. Switch back to Wilfred and Ndidi. He and Torreira link up well, but now he's stolen it away. And Morellis is there. And arriving on the outside is Ademola Lookman. Oh, dart inside look for Morellis again, which we've done well. There's Tom Davies. He could look for Ziegler through the gap. He's gone through the defender's legs, and Ziegler gives us the lead again! On the hour mark, Cambridge 2, Arsenal 1. Let's go! That didn't take long to get back in front. The ball from Davies is so fortunate that it goes through the legs, and it's not the most accurate finishes. It's just the shot power from Ziegler that's beaten Bernd Leno there. It's not too far away from him, but he just couldn't quite react in time. Oh, I got so lucky with that pass that found Ziegler. But you've got to take the opportunities that are presented to you and make the most of the mistakes that the opposition may make, like they have done again there. Oh, that could be a huge goal, ensuring we get a victory against multiple of the sides above us in today's episode. Could be absolutely massive. Oh, and if that pass had found its way through, we might have made it 3 and really put our stamp on the tie. Hakimi cuts back well. Inside there to Ndidi. Saka. Torreira tackled by Davis, but they won it back again. And, oh, nice block. Conti again in the way. Having a good game here, Conti. Guendouzi's coming on for Arsenal. Bergwijn's going to take the corner short by the looks of things. No, he's whipped it in, and it's moving a lot, but Jayden Bogle will head that away. Perhaps could have let it go for a throw-in on the far side and made sure that we had everybody in defensive positions, and Arsenal might not have had quite so many men in the box from a throw-in in that position. Is that going to be another corner, or was it genuinely just a poor... Oh, no, it was a corner. It wasn't just a poor cross. Bergwijn again. This time won't go short again. And again, too deep with the corner. This time I will leave it and let it go. Oh, but Hakimi's kept it in. And they'll have another corner. Conti was first out to him. I got a little bit complacent there, thinking the ball was just going to go out on the far side, and it didn't. Bergwijn whipped much better this time. Mariano actually knocked that back for me. Thank you, mate. And Gezic's trying to knock it past Danny Carvajal, but can't. Arsenal really putting the pressure on now with the final 15 minutes in full flow. Morales trying to get that away. I perhaps should have let the ball, or the loose ball forward a moment ago, go all the way through to the keeper. Win that. I can't. Mariano knocks it down to Bergwijn. And Ndidi across to Guendouzi. He could shoot. He's found Saka. And Conti's in the way again. He's having such a good game. An important game for us here, Conti. Danny Carvajal. Tackled by Jayden Bogle, and Ziegler will get to it first. We actually knocked it back to Carvajal. I wanted him to drag it back and turn away from the defender so that I could then play the man in on the overlap as Jayden Bogle looked to continue the run forward. Just get rid of it. Right, hopefully now we can push out and ensure that we get the victory. Bergwijn into Guendouzi. We are past the allotted time and we'll get rid of that, and that should be the final whistle, please, ref. Maybe not. Oh, if I could have found the way through there, then we might well have made it 3, but we get the win anyway. 2-1 against Arsenal. What are the other results in the league this weekend? Very even game there. Manchester United lose. Bournemouth draw. None of the other sides really that we're interested in, other than Man United, are playing. But we've beaten Arsenal and United have lost, so that's massive. That should be 2 places at least made up on the Saturday. And indeed it's 3 places made up because we've gone above Leicester as well, but they do have the game in hand now. We are a point off top, but are still in 7th. We'll... actually, I need to go and redo my training, don't I? Because I need to add in a couple of those youngsters back to the regime. So I'm going to go and do that. And then we will sim the Leicester game. I think that's the league table. Was it Leicester next? Or was it... Oh, it's Brighton next. Yes, no, Brighton at home. We'll sim the Brighton at home game. I'll head there now. Right, we're at the Brighton game and things have levelled out, and actually other results have gone our way and we've stayed 7th. So we're still 4 points off top. There are now only 3 teams locked on the same amount of points at the top of the table, as Brighton, who were 3rd, I believe, on 46, have lost, and they've dropped down to 5th now, and we're about to simulate this home game against them. I've got my full strength starting lineup available because there's been an international break, or there's an international break. No, yeah, there's been an international break. We're actually playing midweek rather than at the weekend, so this game could shoot us up into the top 3 or into the top 4 if we get a victory. They lost 1-0 to Southampton in their last game. That's quite a shock, actually. They've actually a really good... Oh, Kovacic just missed a penalty in the first 12 minutes, and then Grassi gives Brighton the lead. They've got a decent side, Brighton. Viseu up top is a very good striker, and he's higher rated now as well this late on in the save. He's like 86 rated, I think, Viseu, as their striker. Can we please? No! Pepe gives them a 2-0 lead. We're going to lose at home against Brighton. Felt like this was the more likely of the games. Prilla pulls one back, which could be good for goal difference at the end of the season, but right now, that's not done us any favours. Felt like the home game was the better one to sim rather than the away. Regardless of... Oh, I've got 2 international jobs that I don't want. Felt like the home game was it was the right call to sim the home game rather than the away game, but evidently that's not really worked out for us. We've gotten a defeat against Brighton. I still feel that was the right decision to sim that one over the away game against Leicester, but we are now back down to 10th again. So we are going to need to go and beat Leicester, and then after that we're going to need to go and beat Liverpool as well. Question is, can we do it? Not having to make any changes to the Leicester 11, and he's so strong. It seems every side in the Premier League now, this late on in a save, just has great players. They've all either bought well, or the players that were already there have grown superbly. Schalke is the only real weak link by the looks of things. They've got Weyer on the bench as well at 83 rated, who's with 92 finishing in that pace could be absolutely deadly. He might even be a target for us next season when we potentially look to sign a new striker. But that's a really strong team. Andrea Bellotti up top is 30 years of age now, but he's still going to be absolutely deadly given the opportunity. Lunin in goal, formerly Real Madrid, is now incredible too. 91 reflexes, 91 kicking. 85 positioning and 86 handling. We are most certainly the weaker team here, but hopefully we can still come out on top. Till to Barco, across to Lewis Cook. Barco again, nice tackle by Tom Davies the second time around, and he made a run there, Gerzic, and then held and didn't continue it, and it meant I had to just slow down and wait for him to make a better run. We will get this out wide here though to Junior Firpo, pushing forward, and we'll whip looking for someone at the back post, but not find anyone. And now they'll come on the counter-attack. Politano out to Till. Back to Politano. Good strength by Junior Firpo. He's had a lot to do in the opening few moments. Ziegler there to Gerzic. Will look for Moreles, who's on his favoured left foot. The keeper's calm, but he won't get there. And we'll take a 1-0 early lead again. This time it's Javier Moreles to give us the goal. We leaded the King Power in the 11th minute. I thought the angle had just gotten the better of me there as the pass from Gerzic was slightly overplayed. Forced him a long way wide, but the keeper committed, and we got the angle just right to squeeze it home. Really nicely done by Javier Moreles. His 10th goal of the Premier League season, and we are 1-0 up. Nyanyo down the line there to Vasalco. Here's Till. That's really nicely done down the line to Politano. On the slide. Oh, he just hopped over the man on the floor. Dominant header from Perella. Not that bad. Oh, guys, it's just poor. It was meant to go to Moreles. Here's Barco inside to Till. It's a good turn. Lewis Cook might strike it on his left. Does so. It comes off Bellotti and goes wide for a goal kick. That was lucky. A let-off. Forward to Moreles. Oh, he tried to just flick it through the defender's legs and it's not worked. And now we're in trouble. Thankfully, Oscar Hill's back there defensively, but the pass is poor. Lerma, Till to Lewis Cook. Had one effort on his left and failed. Bellotti, finds the side netting. This time around, 10 minutes to go in the second half. Leicester are fighting back, but haven't found a way through yet. Through there to Moreles and made a good run. I'll lift it. Oh, I tried to get it over Nyanyo to get it in towards Gerzic. That's a lovely ball to Oscar Hill, though. And he might find a teammate. So many blue shirts back here, though. It's going to be very difficult to pick them apart. But that is superb football. If Jaden Bogle's cross is decent, which it was... then we might have found ourselves getting a second goal. I'm going to make a change, I think. I'm going to take Gerzic off because he's looking a little tired. Bring Sabi on. I'm actually going to bring Suarez Garcia on to play out wide and see if he can do a job out there because he does have the pace stats to play in a wide position. Into Till. I'm sure we're going to enjoy that as well. Barco, Politano picked off nicely by Oscar Hill. Suarez Garcia quickly to Moreles, who's gotten past the defender here. Javier Moreles looking to maybe score his second of the game. Oh, good save by Lunin. Sabi was available, but I elected to shoot rather than try and find the pass. Keeper's punched that well. It might drop here to Sabi and has done. Find a teammate across there. It's Oscar Hill. There's Moreles. First time on the left-footed whip. Keeper diving away really well to deny him. Till. Barco. Till again. Good block by Tom Davies twice. Can Ziegler get to that? Yes, but not in the way I envisaged it. He's kept that in well. No, he hasn't kept it in well at all. Barco back to Zinchenko from the throw. Till to Barco again. He's done me there with a drop of his shoulder. And Ezekiel Barco's really tearing me apart now. The cross is blocked well by Tom Davies. Expert defending from the central midfielder. I certainly needed that then. I'm going to take Moreles off for Uno and then move Suarez Garcia central. and put Uno out wide on the left, and was contemplating taking Ziegler off as well, but we'll leave it as is for now. There are 6 or so minutes to go. Vasalko with the throw here. Politano knocks it back to him. A good first time cross that only finds the goalkeeper. We are moments away now from a second win of the episode and what would be another vital set of 3 points, considering the way the league table now looks after that defeat to Brighton. Oscar Hill. Well, dancing feet from Oscar Hill. Oh, on the pass too. Suarez Garcia finishes it off. Yes! That's huge. A goal from each of our central attacking midfield players. Javier Morales starts it off. Suarez Garcia comes on and moves into that position, and he finishes it off. Oscar Hill, welcome back to the first team, my man. Wow. Cambridge 2, Leicester 0. That will be certainly 3 points. But the question is, where will it move us in the league? We have a game against Liverpool at the end of the week. So everybody won't have fully recovered stamina-wise. I might have to play a couple of players from the bench in the starting lineup next time around against Liverpool. How did the other results go? United and Arsenal draw. Spurs won, but against Brighton, who should now move above. Chelsea beat Everton. So everybody around the top few positions is now starting to play each other. We have a game in hand on... Sorry, City and Liverpool have a game in hand on us. And a couple of the others around the top few. We are 2 points... Sorry, a single point behind Brighton in 4th. But City do have that game in hand. Anyone below us with a game in hand now? No. Fulham are closing the gap a little bit. Still 6 points though to them. But they're not... 7 points away from a 7 points away from a European spot. Then there's a big gap down to West Ham. Fulham might just be getting themselves into the running for a European spot, or themselves and Wolves might just be slightly too far behind. Now, what have Liverpool done midweek? They've won, so they've moved up. Brighton, City must have won as well because they're up to 52. Okay, so the gap now is slightly bigger thanks to that defeat against Brighton midweek earlier on in the episode, and we're now 4 points outside the top 4 and 7 points off first. I think that's the title probably gone. Not that we're too worried about that at this stage, but European football, whether it be Europa League or Champions League, is still certainly very much there for the taking. Liverpool at home next to end the episode, but what will it look like? They can play in the red. We're not going to worry about them playing in purple. What does their starting lineup look like? Right, a little bit of fatigue for them, a little bit of fatigue for me. Michi can come out for Iñaki Williams, but other than that, I'm not sure I'm going to make a change for them. Jose Maria Jimenez would ordinarily be in the starting lineup, but he does look particularly tired. Van Dijk is on his way back from injury. Do I throw him in? We haven't played against Virgil van Dijk yet, I don't think, at Liverpool this season, because he's been out injured the entire time, but it looks like he's on his way back, so we'll throw him in and see how he gets on. We'll put Rudiger on the bench. There's no one else that stands out as a player that should certainly be in the starting lineup. It's a very strong team for Liverpool. I will put Suarez Garcia in and Uno on the right, but other than that, there we go. Other than that, I think we'll be okay. Right, Liverpool at home to end the episode. Where, positionally, in the league, will we end the episode? Oscar Hill. Get it back out to Ademola Lookman. Inside there nicely to Oscar Hill again. Across to Tom Davies. Perisic is there. And he's calling for it there. Uno will play him in. You find the man in the middle. Oh, get up! Oh, that's it. Wait until the Liverpool man's gotten to the ball. Then get up. Thanks, pal. Conte putting pressure on Iñaki Williams, but we're having to let him go and pass it backwards. Jaden Bogle tracking back now after pushing forward, potentially in support on that previous attack. Naby Keita will find Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, who's turned well. He's got the option of playing through. Oh my God, pick that up. Wow, what a strike from Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. I get so lucky that comes back and hits Gunn and drops dead at his feet, so he's able to pick the loose ball up. It was very nearly Liverpool that scored the early goal this time around. They are second in the league, Liverpool, so clearly they're having a good season, and on paper they are the toughest side that we will have played in today's episode. But we've got a win against Arsenal, we've got a win against Leicester, I'd love to get a win against Liverpool too, although they have a corner here. It looks like they're going to take it short. Salah to Oxlade-Chamberlain, who's certainly come the closest of anyone so far to scoring a goal. Oxlade-Chamberlain could stand it up for a teammate here. Oh, it's really well worked, but we get a little bit lucky. Conte completes the clearance. Keita! Well wide. Suarez Garcia to Lookman again. It's in the middle, but he's not as good aerially as Emmanuel Sabi. Oscar Hill's pretty good in the air though, but unfortunately he headed that straight to Naby Keita. And now on the counter-attack they come through Sadio Mane. Every time we play Liverpool, I always make the point of saying that we have a couple of former Evertonians in our starting lineup in Ademola Lookman and Tom Davies. And to be fair, we signed Conte from Everton as well, so we've actually 3 former Evertonians in our starting lineup. So Liverpool certainly will want to keep them quiet. The fans will certainly be booing them, you would have thought, at times throughout the game. But we, for a minute, can't get the ball away from our own half. Keita across to Fabinho, into Mo Salah. Oh, it's really good football. It's a great goal from Liverpool. It's beautifully worked. We're a goal down against the side that is second in the league and chasing Chelsea for the title. Forward to Gerzic. Come on, Ademola. Come on, Ademola. Play through the air to ensure it reaches you. And he's taking it down okay. Not super well. Uno gets out of his feet though, looks to whip it with his left foot. It's a good block by Fabinho. We'll take the corner and see what we can do with it. Lookman delivers. It's okay. Everything so far has just been okay. It's not been world class, which is what I think we'll need. Oh, I rushed that throw. Which is what I think we'll need to get ourselves either back in the game here against Liverpool or to be able to turn it completely around and get the victory. We have done it against sides earlier on in the season. Turned it around from defeat to victory, but whether we'll do it again, really not too sure. It's off by Bogle. Really nicely worked to come forward here. And Uno sets Suarez Garcia away. And he's turned inside and he's committed the defender. And we'll pull it back to a teammate and we'll go across again. And I've played it played it one too many. I overplayed it. I tried to just give myself a one-on-one rather than run the risk of the defender lunging at me. As it happens, I kicked it straight at the defender anyway with a pass rather than the shot. Chelsea 1, Arsenal 1 at the top of the table. Everton are beating Fulham, which sucks. City are beating Wolves, which sucks. And Man United are destroying Blackburn Rovers. All we could really do with avoiding defeat at the very least here, just to stay in touch with the teams above us. Really would like to qualify for Europe this year if we can. Tom Davies trying to get to it first, but can't. The Naby Keita through the gap nicely to Iñaki Williams. It's one way then the other. It's hard to deal with here. Iñaki Williams, Oscar Hill fouls him, and Williams will find Mane. Oh, good save. Great save, Angus Gunn. Really well done. Corners come in from Mo Salah on that far side. Delivered well. Oh, it's a good header by Petzela. Oh, and Batshuayi off the bench hits the post from the rebound. Angus Gunn is keeping us in this. Very much so. I've had one shot all game. One. It's normally us doing that to the opposition. This time, it's the opposition doing it to me. I certainly feel second best in this game so far. But we might still be able to get something from it if we keep grinding hard towards the end of the game. Lookman cuts back. Crosses the ball in. Ow, and the defender does brilliantly. Nicely played in again. Back to Fabinho. Here's Michy Batshuayi. There's Petzela. This has got a feeling of a Liverpool goal. Thankfully we've headed it away, but not massively far. Fabinho. Chamberlain. Nicely intercepted by Tom Davies. Right, counter-attack is on. No, it was a heavy touch and Fabinho stepped in. Oh, that was a really good opportunity to catch him on the counter there. Sadio Mane turns well, finds Michy. Well held by Angus Gunn. We are on the back foot here against Liverpool. Really under the cosh. Suarez Garcia made a great run there, but I just couldn't quite get it to him. Lookman will find Gerzic. He's looking to get away from Virgil van Dijk, which he's done brilliantly. We found Suarez Garcia. Gerzic played in again. Suarez Garcia again. Oh, so frustrating. 20 minutes to go. Ademola Lookman's looking tired, so we'll have to make the change. In fact, what I might do is bring Sabi on, move him up top, and put Gerzic at cam, move Suarez Garcia out wide again. In fact, no, because Gerzic has got decent crossing, doesn't he? 76 is okay. Let's put Gerzic out wide and move Gerzic to the right, Uno to the left, and I'm going to bring Elliot Lee on for Tom Davies because he's slightly more creative than Oscar Hill, but I still want that defensive solidity. There's no point pushing to get an equaliser and then conceding a second. Conte's gone over the top of the defender there, but Oscar Hill's brought that down well. Lookman in there to Suarez Garcia. Oh, trying to get it to Lookman again, but couldn't. Time's running out for us here. Still 1-0 down at the Abbey, at home to Liverpool. Sadio Mane to get in behind. Going really well. Oh, it's a decent delivery too. And Batshuayi. Oh no! Michy Batshuayi with a header. And Angus Gunn, for all of his heroics, has finally made a mistake. Or was the header just that well placed? Look, I actually think, look how high that's looped. I'm not sure I can blame the keeper there. I think actually he's done well to get anything on it. That was just a ridiculously good header by Michy Batshuayi that looped so high. What was it I said? Literally, I can't remember if it was in that highlight or the one before. There's no point pushing for an equaliser if you're going to concede a second. I wasn't even pushing for the equaliser on that occasion, and I've still conceded the second. That's going to be defeat here against Liverpool. And it's so desperately frustrating. I think this is going to be Champions League football, unattainable for us this season. But the Europa League is still very much going to be there for the taking. We are going to have to make sure we're in good form in tomorrow's episode and then Wednesdays as well, because we're probably going to need to maximise our points haul. We're going to have 7 games left after this one, I think, and we could really do with at least 5 wins in those 7 games, to be completely honest, if we want to stand a chance of perhaps getting Champions League football. We're going to need at least 5 wins from those. Oh, it's not quite got the angle of the pass, but Suarez can steal it away, and he has done, but the touch was heavy. He will find Uno, who scores. If only we hadn't conceded that header, oh, we might have taken a point from this. But unfortunately, it's going to be too little too late. Goal difference, though, still could come in to consideration at the end of the season. So getting that one back might still be very, very important. But losing there to Liverpool, I mean, they are second in the table and chasing the title and clearly deserved the victory. So I can't complain too much. Arsenal beat Chelsea. They finished 2-1 there, and Brighton lost. Thank the Lord, Brighton lost. That means we shall still be in touch with the Europa League spots, because Brighton were in 5th. We're 3 points behind Leicester, who are in 5th. And, well, you would expect Spurs to win their game in hand and go on to 55. So we're still considerably away from the Champions League spots. But the Europa League is still certainly up for grabs. Liverpool, with that win over me, go top of the table. And in tomorrow's episode, we have Fulham, Blackburn, West Ham and Man United. I'm going to send Blackburn and we'll play the other 3. And that should be at least 3 wins. And then hopefully a point against United. And then 2 wins against Newcastle and Cardiff. And then whatever we can get against Spurs. So I say we need a minimum of, or we probably need at least 5 wins. We certainly can get those 5 wins in the remaining 2 episodes of the season. Massive, massive couple of episodes on the way with regards our European ambitions. For now, though, that's going to bring this episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching. Do drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe to the channel too to ensure you don't miss out on any further content. Big one tomorrow. I'll see you then.